Hello, hello, Fambuldem. Una good evening, good morning, and good night, depending on whose partner you already find yourself. Welcome to CIGM Media, Audi Goody Go special inside the Republic. Well, Audi Go inside the Republic special. We Sierra Leone 2023 elections coverage. We will bring to una live from the Republic of Sierra Leone. As we promise una, we will bring una coverage, analysis, and updates from all over Sierra Leone throughout the election period, the duration we will be in IASO. And you will just join me. My name is Najuma Ba. Gets me body and my co-host, moderator, anchor, you name it, Sylvester Tiboy Duba. Instead with me now, so live at the studio. For now, watch your background. This is different from what we are used to. We are providing coverage from Sierra Leone. Imagine, this is outdoors. Tiboy, tell family, Madrid.
I'm Kushekabo and good day to all, and I hope say on all enjoy this nice warm night weather in Freetown. But the one that we Freetown, but if you know the Freetown, no say the south side they got now cold with the air will bang you, or maybe you get the heat wave with the express yourself in London for telling us say summer is round the corner. But I'm gonna say hello and welcome to now. This is not the very first show we put together, right?
Well, it's not the first show. It's the first.
To go after how many months?
No, it's not the first show. We've been broadcasting.
Yes.
It's just that we've been on the field at the first sit down.
So now make a conversation for this. We normal broadcast is not on the field. After they go inside the Republic, now we the inside the Republic.
Yes, so we first sit down since we come salon because we not get time. We've been all around the country, bringing you live information, updates as we've been there through the election process. And today actually was voting day, June 24, 2023. We've been on there on a lot of countdown for years, for months, for days, for weeks, for days. Then it become hours, and actually the day come. You see, anything we get it must reach. And it reach. And we are here. So Tiboy, what's your take? But you did disturb me with this. I need this away. Whichever we get for them, I don't
You want to put another comment?
Yes.
Good
man. Well done. Thank you.
Still anyway.
Yeah, that's okay for now. So people are going to wonder, why are we broadcasting now? We are because we've been on the field all day. We not get opportunity for do proper analysis on the election day and for bringing us some more updates. We don't happen overnight because we join another, online media platform, Voice of Salon, I think. Is it? Yeah, Voice of Salon. We give updates and we tell them, say, the hours after polls don't close, say to morning, not crucial hours and important. So we want for giving us some updates of things that have been happen. So T-Boy, for family already just join me, and you can feel free for send me message at the chat group for me. So take a call, but I don't think we have a number to call. Let me see here. I don't think there is a number. We have to make let them call and ask questions or give him updates. But also, if we get the number, we go publish them as well. So, are you okay?
I am okay, but concerned.
Okay, and what's your concern? Share it with the public if you want to. If you choose to.
The concern that we hold the slide on YouTube.
For this show?
For this show.
That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. That is fine. That is fine. So,
all right.
Let's just breathe. Let's just breathe. So, waiting at the comments open at the chat group.
If I can come to the comments and the chat group, I believe say most of voting people in this is just okay. No, not yet enough chat so far. I do the first one will come to talk about sun, but yes,
Okay.
people haven't started chatting on the group yet.
Okay. So if you just join me, we want for you share so network. So at least then say we get an opportunity. And interestingly, like I will say, we are broadcasting from outside. So this now makeshift studio. Now do we day, we get with lights, we get everything powered up. And luckily, the network there on the side, so we are publishing. And what we don't affect with for most of that?
Connection.
No, not that.
Mosquito.
Yes. See, mosquito not affect with.
But you know, like me are immune to mosquito bites.
Yeah, they don't bet me, but they don't swell. But we have a job to do, and we are carrying on with that. Mosquito is here. Have no fear. So Tibor, we've been out all day today, election day. We don't talk about the election process for years. And we managed for make out here. We've been here for almost 4 weeks now. And we don't do a lot of background research. We don't talk to people. We don't do interviews. We don't do live coverage. We don't follow campaign trails, all of that. And we're happy that we're able to take this journey with our viewers and our supporters all over the world and make it possible for you. And we're excited. We are happy that we're able to bring you coverage. We face a lot of technical issues, but we still manage. We soak under again, but we still manage because it's worth it. This year, like you always say, more than any election, this has been a crucial one. So why do you think that?
For a few reasons. One, because we see the outcome of the 2018 election. We've been getting so much concern, and we get an incumbent. We lost seats to the opposition, and now again it's the other way around. But the most important thing that the fact Salondo used to this idea of thinking every political party will come for the two term, 10 years each. So it is quite surprising for me to understand, it has not been anything like a legal document we bind the constitution, say each political party.
But it's not surprising to me because I know that people were just selling that idea.
No, I know. But what to make I say is surprising to me, that because we haven't seen it in practical. We only get one-term government. We don't. Since we start the democratic elections in Sierra Leone.
Right.
So now that's not the easy way make us say people will not accept. Say, well, okay, every president will get to do 2 terms, starting from Patrick. We do some long amounts of time, and they can get Joseph Salomon. Well, Joseph Salomon for about 5-7 years. He's not complete 10 years term, isn't it? So basically, he was the shortest.
At that time, it was a one-party system, so that does not count.
Okay. So since we get now the MPRC, after the MPRC, the first constitutional election will get now the Tijanka by election. And then they serve 1 term, the second term. He asked for the second term, and the people of Sierra Leone gave it to him because they believe, the war take away some elements of his second term, so he'll not be able to deliver better. So the people of Sierra Leone were willing and happy to give him the second term, which he took on, and then able to deliver some certain basic stuff. Then we have to say, Sierra Leoneans, them ready for say, yes, this is what Sijan Kabadi, this name legacy. And after that, we get Dr. Hannes Baikroma, we also can be first time that be agenda for change, and then we start for being agenda for prosperity. When they begin rumors out for say one for the 3rd term, which was not what his intentions were. So we see how that transition they happen. So I make this particular election is a very interesting one because we don't see 2 democratic leaders and don't do 2 term each. And this one, when our President Julius Madabio just don't do 1 term and he asks for 2nd term. But again, the purpose of the 2nd term was not met according to what the people of Sierra Leone were looking at and why they believe say the 2nd term for President Julius Madabio is not likely possible. So namely, this election is a very interesting one, and is so much so interesting because of the records and the issues that will happen within the past 5 years of the time in office, we don't raise a lot of concern and eyebrow for civil unions in civilian and out of civilian. So this is the very first time in civilian politics where we get the one old nation for big focus in the operations of government, for big focus in the operations of the civil societies, for big focus in the operations of everything else will happen when it comes to the economy, when it comes to the judiciary, when it comes to everything about running the affairs of civilian. So that's one of the most important things we make a feel to say Salone 2023 election is one of the most important ones. So let me take that we make a say so.
All right. Well, the fine way you share that with me. Say now that's well again. Democracy politics, like every other thing, you end up getting culture. Okay.
Right.
So the political culture has been, like you stated, from where we get Second Republic, we don't use foresee the leaders them rule for 2 terms. And I understand when these governments come, they started selling that agenda. Say they were there for 10 years. However, then push the needle and tell people and say, oh, then go rule for 30 years before then come out now governance. So you don't have the mandates. The people decide how long you're going to serve them. So it looked like instead of the power government focus on governing and providing services for people, they spend time for the next elections. And they got distracted and they did not deliver for the people. And they face an uphill battle. So President Bio asking for mandates again for a second term became a challenge. And when you're in Sierra Leone, when you're in Freetown, when you are inside the Republic, it shows the reaction you get from people. Initially, we thought when you are out there, you're just saying things you don't know. But when you get to the ground, it's amazing to know that even the people that will be things say no understand. No pass me and you. It has some of the interesting things that we ask them. So President Bio became unpopular, I would say that. I'm not saying he did not have support. Like the reason I can say unpopular because we see with Tijan Kaban. Welcome. Now the people in Tower say, you know what? We will get him re-elected for a second term because he was disturbed and not allowed for any term of office. President Koma, the people gave him a second term because they say where he can, he deliver. But President Bio, it became challenging. And the advent of new media not help him at all. Because we'll be able to scrutinize everything they say, they're able to document everything they say, they're able to fact check everything they say. Fast forward, in 2 years, people try to say, let we assess President Bio and in government say, oh no, that's unfair. For assess inside years, for left until the mandate to do 5 years, then they go assess him. By then they go don't deliver everything we want to deliver. It's unfair on him to expect him to deliver in 2 years. So people like, okay, let's give him time. Then there was few questions, protest here and there. President Bio and in government waiting and say, oh, go decide now the ballot box. You don't need to protest. And June 24, now the D-Day, where now the people and their ballot versus President Bio. And it's been an interesting day. So here we are today. We don't know whether the people believe in him to give him another mandate of 5 years, or it all lost the people in trust and confidence, and the people will say bye-bye to President Bio. In the next few hours, upcoming day, we'll be able to answer that question. So we've been here today, in town, and we don't get correspondent across the country. We tell you how the election process takes place. But still, I would like you to share with our viewers. And we viewers them as well. If you get anything where we don't know, please feel free to share with us.
Well, like you clearly say, you don't give me a brief analysis of the rundown of voting at the issue make 2023 elections is an interesting one. But if we look at the review you want for make a bring across for elections, we don't have for do a couple of shows them on the road, but it was very challenging. A few days ago we planned for go Abacha, but we were not able to do so. We planned for go down Kuton Road, we planned for visit the cotton tree. We planned series of different road shows that we'll feel to say we'll be able to do before the election itself. But we realize, say, if we continue to do then shows the also way we intend to do whilst we're in Freetown, will take away the elements of the countdown to the election. So we rather focus on the election, and we believe, say, definitely we'll be able to do voting we don't promise we viewers them for the past couple of years, right up to date for say we give the rundown. I see you want to say something.
No, just send you a WhatsApp message.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, go on. Why should I check the message so that we be able to know exactly what's in the content of your message?
Right. So, as you say, we go out today. We wanted to do a whole lot more, but the work we cool. So we not do as much as we were expecting to do. And again, you know, these are different elections, and you want to focus in certain areas we call hotspots, and other tasks they do. So for now, we don't follow the All People's Congress, give we access to the campaign, and we were able to tag along across the country and following the campaign trail. We offer the same, you know, requests to. We made the same request to the SLPP, but they did not respond. They did not come back to us. So we stayed with the All People's Congress campaign, and also we follow the running mate, Honorable Chairman Madam Majuba, doing in voting today and other activities then. So that limits the movements a little bit, you know, but the areas that where we go and the report that where we get give away an idea of within the election process and the talek and how the atmosphere be throughout the country.
Well, I agree with you, Jamal, because when we start the day in the morning, we jump off to the Mrs. Tijan Kaba,
Lady Patricia
Kaba in school.
Yes.
Now, one of the polling stations then with me, the Magai Junction. Magai Junction, I got reached. So basically, we just go straight there. And then we start with broadcasting this morning. And we realize, see, there has been a lot of issues then we really happened at Magai Junction. But it's not just the early stages of the voting. We expect, say, voting will start at 7. And I think voting starts officially the Magai around between 8:30, 9-ish, going to 9:30. Because we meet
people. No,
between people and we don't begin kind of from 5, some people and say. And the weather was nice, so basically for some reason salon 6 o'clock the police don't bright. If you like for in the morning. Well 5 o'clock, 5:30, the police don't bright if you like for in the morning. So for let people in queue up from 5 ready to vote, and we still meet somebody really outside the school compound. And he don't talk, say, he don't they also from this 5, 6 o'clock. It's now going towards 9, 9:30 now. He's still able to gain access inside the building. Officially, when we walked into the building, we feel say, okay, what's in the happen inside the building, we don't know why make this crowd bukunado. But to be surprised when we actually find we way into the building itself, I was really
sorry
amazed.
The mosquito is slap. So
I was really amazed because the place being jam packed. You know how you get cornrows of rows of queues where they go into the other and into the other. It feel like some kind of spiral gyre. And I begin to say, wow. But they were well organized in there. The only concern within the fact say outside was overcrowded and there were many people trying to make their way in, and they only get 4 officers there at the entrance of that particular polling station, which was another challenge because the 4 officers they will be inside were overwhelmed with the amount of work what they were supposed to do, and then feel say if they left that post, the people then go rush themselves in and create some kind of. Well, funny enough, everybody wanted to vote today. Everybody was desperately eager to vote, regardless whether they have the opportunity to or whether they don't. As long as they have their registration and then get the voter ID, they were prepared to go the extra mile to vote, regardless. Now that's not the thing was it. The woman and them old people, they were able for worker, blind people, and they hold their hand and make their way into the polling station for men and cast their vote. But the challenges were great. One of which was the fact say the one that will not get better education, I would say the uneducated Syrians, they will not be reading right. Now we therefore begin define what do we mean by uneducated civilians there.
Correct.
Because that particular word they will be abuse and misuse them. We refer to people them like say they're uneducated, which means they're not civilized. Civilization has got nothing to do with your education. So basically, that's the way we identify today.
People that you're just not fluent or able to read and write in the white man's language.
Yes, but they are very much educated in so many different ways. So basically, because they do the voter data registration alphabetically for votes, which means they use your surname into various different rooms. But you know, one thing I want to be understand, or one thing I want to be sure, then we actually get alphabet names or second names from A to Z na each polling station, because that means we have that amount of polling stations according to alphabet.
So then, when you go inside the polling center, so you get the different stations. Okay, so then they categorize say from this letter
from A B C D E F G now one
for example. Then if what's the interesting thing when they confuse people, it can still be D, but you're not BA. But if you're not BC, you might be in another one. Okay. So that was another catch as well. Maybe they confuse people there. So I think what happened is this. We have an election that we've planned for. We don't always say you have 5 years to plan for the elections because you had elections before. Okay. We did not do voter education, firstly, for let people understand what the voting process is going to be like. We did not do that. So it made it difficult for people. 1. 2, we not get what do you call it? They not get the names them at the voting centers. Because if names them in the me we not sabi there, right? I for count me picky when they sweat for pay school fee for. You understand when na me own bank account and my own pension that. And Kale can show me. Or I will take me neighbor in Pekin or me good policy where I will say sabi there right now my community or my political party will take. Or one of the organizations that we want for the democracy go before, will take somebody and say, go show that person and that let it go check for see if you will see me. But things like that did not happen. So we not do the rehearsals. We just jumped into the elections. And imagine again the process of voting, in as much as it looks simple, but it's different. Okay, because they made the district block system. So then we organized some centers there. So not to all Usai centers been in 2018, Usai because people vote, it's the possibly centrally this time. And that was not communicated to people. So it made the process was designed in a way to frustrate people, to make it more harder than for them. Say, okay, until now I vote, now go vote.
So do you think ECSL was well prepared? Because these are some of the concerns that were raised during the registration. And these are the same concerns that we raise after registration and make real recommendations there, which illustrates exactly which are some of the things that we will see today.
ECSL apologize from them. Are they taking free because of my clothes?
Me, not to say now apology because this for to get working.
Yeah. So I'll say this. ECSL had no reason not to be prepared because the last election took place when? In 2018. Yeah. The last massive election. We have had so many by-elections. So if you tell me, say, you're not be able to identify some of the problems then due after 2018 elections, the by-elections of the period, enough time for them to understand the pattern of some of the issues them and concern we get. That is one. Two, you get a 5-year period for plan, but you did not do voter education. Me and you fortunate for going at the what do you call the meeting? The dialogue between the All People's Congress and the ECSL.
We've been mediated by
PPRC and the Fiscal Commission.
Yeah.
In that meeting, the APC party made a case as part of their justification why they thought this election needed to be postponed for, say, even voter education had not been done.
And of course, the
electoral commissioner, what is his name? Mohamed Kone, categorically say, oh, well, ECSL not gets enough money.
No.
And they come. Allow me, please. He said ECSL not gets enough money for the voter education, so that they expect the political party then for do the voter education.
No. He says that they have funding about $24 million or so. He stated the amount of money that they gave them for the election.
But they not get money. They get enough money, but they not get money for voter education.
But he said they even give money to civil society organizations them for disseminate the information on radios and on television and some other area. They will, who are these people?
But it goes further for say that the political party their responsibility for voting.
Well, now then your responsibility as well because we all live.
It is not the political.
Of course, I know that. Of course, I know that. But those are some of the lapses. Again,
the political parties go only to for their young party. Maybe they go do voter education, and they go do voter education for every Sierra Leone. And it's secure and a campaign that they do and educate people and say, vote for me. ECSL responsibility now for saying this is how the voting process is. This is what will happen on voting day. If you face a problem, now this way you will solve them, or now this you need for do. Now so we will help you. Nothing like that was done.
Well, nothing at all so far. And this morning, so was it this morning or yesterday? Yesterday morning or yesterday afternoon, when we head towards normally from another destination, so being promoted, that they will see people in the do voter education.
PPRC. They say they get peace match. Right. But I only 5 months with 10 people.
So you want to say other funding don't go?
No, other funding don't go. Yeah, other funding don't go. Election observers, then they didn't watch them. But what did they do?
So look, we talk a little bit about the election observers and we'll come across international and local ones.
Yeah.
What do you think their experience were when we approached them and asked them what's not they want to take on the election so far?
Again, let's start from we were fortunate to cover the Commonwealth observers.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. Professor Sibajo, when I lead the Commonwealth Observer Mission to Sierra Leone, you know, he gave detailed reports of waiting, and the part of it is say they don't get some findings and complaints them already. So they will make sure they take those into account. You know, we'll just reflect that their report, but then we'll make sure so they talk to the institutions and combine. And those institutions include the judiciary, the police, ECSL, and so on and so forth. They will say we'll talk to the military as well. So that now we don't know, say their mandate is to observe and talk to people for let we not get any problem, let we get free, fair, smooth, and credible elections. Okay? Now that they want for we. And today we meet MRU observers, Man River Union observers as one. We meet UNDP women, UN women, another. So they all give them perspective, then share with me. And we even meet local observers as well. We're able to tell you waiting are the challenges there. And waiting then will advise, say, particularly MRU, say, then they watch this election keenly because the outcome of the elections here will impact what happens in Liberia. Because Liberia's election possibly is in October or around that time. So they are watching it keenly. They want to know what's happened here, and but they believe, say, Sierra Leoneans are able for fight for the democracy, uphold democracy, and protect everything. And all the concerns that we then get, they say make sure they can get some documents that. So I don't know if I miss anything.
No, I don't miss anything. I want to see them all out of being come Mr. Fama because this is not the very first time we interact with them online because I'm not going to say instead we don't follow the process for the past couple of weeks so we don't come salon. And I believe say what's in gets for say not slightly different from your opinion because your opinion right now how they go where we dey inside the public. So I want for ask Mr. Farmer making give a young view and opinion of voting. You don't see Sarah Jane don't do so far within the past couple of weeks while we were in town. So over to you, Mr. Palmer, if you're ready to wait. Done the wait for this for quite some time. It's very interesting, Dr. Juma, because one of the things that we amazing that the amounts of people that really see not see it really a lot. Eh, Dr. Juma, how did you? I actually bumped into somebody today with them in PC at the in shock.
Right. So a lot of people know say we did. And PC will still broadcast from the UK and US, and we get with singers in at home.
Well, that is exactly what is happening. We are not in Freetown, guys. If you're watching us in London. Me and Juma happen for the inside London today, and we talk about what's in the happen inside Freetown. Very interesting conversation. We don't get with so many people within the past couple of weeks. And so man, they asked questions about whether we did Freetown, whether we broadcast. Well, yesterday, couple of videos they will do make people then became very much concerned. Say, you guys are not in Freetown, man. We don't see enough production there. Enough production and they're all over the line right now, and we don't believe still that they are. But that is very interesting because again, we are very modest people. That I would say for sure. I don't know about Juma. For me, I'm very modest. I'm always indoors. Like Mr. Pamano, when I can put me in a streets, but instead of day, because we're in day, and obviously definitely the amount of feds that we don't fed in our streets is not small. But guess what, viewers? These people love and palava. Over to you, Mr. Pama.
Mr. Pama, welcome. I see you be a bit around go. In just 4 weeks. I feel say you just come out, go pay. Well, if you say go pilgrimage now, Israel, so just come back. I make it a keep you there. Welcome, Mr. Pama. We need to hear you. Well, I also tell you, Mr. Pama, family them na the mosquito them. I mean, if you so nice, they pass me also.
Juma just say flag mosquito.
Papa, then a big one also.
Good evening. I don't know if I'll say good morning or good night because
Yes.
I can't go sleep just now. See, boy, my late complaint first. You see, they my so they don't keep me awake all day today. Then they not treat me, then I host and they watch them. You know, fair. Then they enjoy. They don't go for go what's that they go again? They go number 2. For go they not call me though. But anyway, guys, thank you, T-Boy Juma, for always not on the show. Today, looking at Una now, make up put on a face on screen. Fumble it. Una tell me about them guys, they not look tired. I don't really know, but between Juma and T-Boy, I don't look tired passing compete. But they look tired, but I guess we're exhausted today. They do fantastic work. They meet up a lot of challenges on the road. So we want to say thank you to them. And we hope say the rest of them stay in Africa then go able, get the energy for carry on to do this. and Juma na for forget what the mosquito are. If you
We
find
had
them,
this year to forget what then
if
they
you
got to me.
well,
Yeah, see, like, yeah, land and see all side.
how comes they know the money, boy?
See, boy, I think we get agreement.
I'm not sure that say me don't embalm for mosquito bites. I need to feel it bite anymore.
So you see, Juma, you get for the exactly what Tibo do in avoid them. So
Right.
anyway, I would like to just thank you guys again. I think you did a fantastic job. From Usai midday and Usai some of we they watch and they listen right now. We you know we get the luxury for the watch with tuna they do, but we also follow a lot of other videos them, a lot of other social media channels them. We been show with different in them. You know when the day started off, it was very it was hard to watch who they see all the confusion the way they be. We've been aiming to see, you know, we've been a pray say make things not turn out worse because it didn't start off too well. You know, we saw the mayor go votes. We see after a vote's done, do the rough you know, they didn't treat her well at all. We see one place we see ballot box and not been on cam, then all of a sudden ballot box cam, but it been full up with pre-voted things. The people took the justice into their own hands. They opened them box here so, and they found a bunch of ballots that we've been already cast. So it should be in gets their information and the way you know went really good. We what other thing there we see policeman catch certain people. So the videos were a lot, but when most of we begin follow on our take. I don't know if now go with good luck, but it look like say any side when I been go, please let me look quiet. I got a call from a friend where say look like say Juma don't turn what's her name? ECSL?
Yes.
ECSL operator where una go on Saturday at that school where Juma
White
actually
stick.
educates the people how to do their work, how to get the lines. I mean, he talks to the people and asks if the people want vote. All my answers yes. He said, well, if now vote, una go do this and do that and do that. Una go vote, una go vote quick. You know, I mean, it's all about education just now. These are the little things them we make a difference. You know, it isn't hard to do their work here, so they're not hard to do at all. It just be no more somebody with a little bit of let's how call it. I won't say intelligence, but not say intelligence. So but maybe a little bit of training and guidance go able for do them thing. But then when you look around, when you look at the people away we see we una talk to some of the people away seeing that they in charge. Like one of the young man them, it looked very young and it looked like say if I all near and safe, me not get skank, he go for them. You understand? These people they didn't look like they had a lot of stature for the position they were them in there. So again, I not blame them. I really blame the people that we puts them in them position in there. But there's a lot of things as you say, T-boy. We will not say election they come 5 years ago. So we don't say election they come in the next 5 years. You know, so we should always plan. And like as this election done so, we foresee them and note down all the things that will do wrong and all the things that will for improve before the next 5 years. But these are the things that we say Leone usually lets us down as in forward planning.
Right. Thank you so much, Femi. And we want to say thank you as well to you, not to just keep you late, but for the bug hold on bug you throughout we stay here or when do they get technical glitches and you have the patience to call us, you know, walk us through the phone, say do this, you troubleshoot different way. And with a fet all on the phone as well. Say, come to me, you know, left we. But it was all for the greater good. So we appreciate your patience and courage with us and for monitoring and telling us how to make sure that, okay, do this for make it better. Because your concern is not just to, you know, be on the field, but for bringing quality to the players them, you know, and that is important because we have made commitments. Sorry, the mosquito and glasses are bad. You know, we've made commitments, we've made promises. So you wanted us to deliver the best. So we appreciate you very much. And that's what makes us a great team. Why are you smiling?
Yeah.
I dey jail now. Tiboy, first of all, English refuse for look the camera. The long people are not complaining. Say, but Tiboy no dey watch you, ba. So no. I'm smiling. Yes. It's been a tough few weeks. I must say, but now the only people who they give you courage are the viewers them. The amount of viewers them we don't see they join and watch all the program they will not don't do. Really and truly, if you put it all together, all the mosquitoes away Juma the battle no go reach the amount of views they will don't get. So no, I say it's been a sacrifice because obviously una don't left from the comforts of una host them, una don't left from the family, una don't left from the friends, una don't left from una work them for go serve Mama Salon as we call her. A lot of we get a lot of criticism, not to am glad for we.
Yeah.
No, so the battle that we defeat every day. People and they say we one-sided. I don't argue, I don't fight, and I think say I don't do me, and I don't need for argue and fight again. Yes, I'm not going to disagree. Some of our coverage has been one-sided, but from my perspective, the main reason that because the other side or the other major party has restricted us access to any of their people, and I'm not afraid for talk dandy. I go talk them anywhere. We don't reach out to them. We don't ask. We don't plead. And either then they act as if they're not Yeriwi, or then just don't care. They're not something they not see we value, which is fair enough. They not see the value we can bring to them, and they have their own people. But it would have been nice if they don't give you small access no more for even attend some of the press conferences we'll ask for, or give you some of the interviews they will request. But over to you, Jum, on that.
Thank you so much, and a good way you mentioned that. But one thing we never forget, we able to succeed because of the extreme support and hard work for the salon team, CIJ media salon staff. Tell me, these guys, we owe them a lot. We owe them life, we owe them everything. And we're not be able to do this better if we not be get great hosts than the people that will host we, for me, because of obvious reason we cannot mention them by names, but we appreciate them very much. They made life easy for us and make people for coming and pump we up, push we for do. So a lot of people can contribute to this success. You see me and T-Boy live, possibly once in a while you see Femi, but there were other people that that's making this possible. And all the people that they believe in the betterment of Sierra Leone. That is why they are sacrificing. Some of them, they day out to almost 24 hours. If they go sleep that 2 hours, now like a soldier man. So okay, go lead on. When I last go lead on, before member will call.
Hello, Juma. And I don't go quiet.
We're really grateful to us.
Something say your judges now, but carry on there,
Yeah, so I truly appreciate them, and thank you to everyone, and for we fans and viewers there. Definitely, follow even forget 50,000, almost 50,000 views just this afternoon. That's a lot. For 12 hours just to watch 50,000. That's not so small one. So now all them comment then they will not say, and the prayers they will don't get from people. T-Boy, the message, oh now be careful, let God protect Tuna. We deal with Tuna, we pray for Una. That means we're doing something right. But let we left the sentiment and all of that, let me go back to election day. There are some audios possibly where I will really want for play. This next, let people know, say, as Femi say, we go out, think, say, oh, it looks smooth, but the evening hours, it was not. They were firing live bullets. They are firing tear gas. So it was not all that, crisp like before. No. But we know the time they win prime time for the elections. Because around midday, they begin to sense the turnout for know whether the people that they can vote, they actually vote for you or not. So political parties don't want to lose the elections. So they go strategize. Some of them decide for resort in violence or do things to intimidate people for greater voter suppression or voter apathy, or let people discourage and go to their homes then. Say, why would I bother anyway? Even if I vote, then they go void me votes. Or even if I vote, I know the person not go win set. So all of those kind of things, they happen. And we see them live. Example, the Umanabu Fields, now the Miltimagai College of Education and Technology Abu Fields campus. So this woman, a registered voter, again voter ID card. Okay? When doing registration, he find out, say, there was a wrong information and voter ID card. Waiting at the wrong information. She's registered in Freetown, which is Western area, urban. Yes. Okay. He registered at Freetown. Now they say na in region that one day. But then when you go to a street address, the street address say the woman in a Moriba town, na Usai, na Cambia. So how can you be inside one document, your region is Western area, and then your district is Cambia? So if you don't go to ECSL, then tell and say then go rectify the mistake. To her surprise and disappointment, she go votes today. They're not allowed for votes. Why? Because they say in name not in the list, na Cambia. They say they go Cambia for go votes. How would you react if it was you today? After you don't sit on a line for hours, then you actually reach. Yes, for me. Well, if you say that, something you want to say.
Honestly speaking, Mr. Wasi, the woman, I realize, say, at her age, you know, we're able for begin resist and begin put up a fight or begin argue reluctantly for say, a need for vote. But definitely, if for no, well, we don't know whether it was or not, but she insisted that she wanted to vote and it will wait first and see what's in there happen and go back for the second time. Because since we don't get this discrepancy on the data, we think putting people or ECSL we don't say if you have your voters registration and you get a slip for proof say you don't register and you suppose for vote inside Freetown a locality, but if you never have listed, you go entitled for votes. But this now a typical situation we happen not to just that one station there in our Brookfields, but at least in a situation we happen all over the country, and we follow them up through now almost all the stations that we visit inside Freetown, and we believe say some of the correspondent them back within the outskirts of Freetown, when at the far east and far west at the Aberdeen and Kisi area, Proof School area, and few more other areas. Then we also get one pound correspondent back within the around Moritong area. So basically, we had people all over, and they were giving us almost the same story systematically as it happened. Now, all in various different locations there. So, and majority of the concerns were focused on voters' ID card, wrong name, right polling station, but wrong name. It gets all the registration, it gets in voter ID card, but in name not in the list, and all that stuff. So these were the concerns. Like we say earlier on, if we don't get ECSL for projects, all then these are the ass over the world, maybe 6 months before election, according to what in the constitution say, then we're not going to arrive to the situation. Because I believe, say, when we witness the discussion, dialogue with them again between APC and then concerns about the data against ECSL, Mohammed Kone highlights say officially on record, it should take about minimum 3 months for verify all the discrepancies there so before approved. So that alone for raise a huge concern in the process, because if you not release the data then 6 months prior to election, how many months you think to say it will take you for make you before release the data and you expect all political parties to verify the registration they will engage for saying I ask this person register and I ask this person register. It was practically impossible. So if you not release data 6 months to election, you don't give yourself 3 months time for make you before review all them concerns then because imagine you have a minimum of 2 or 3 million voters from the population of 7.17 million Sierra Leoneans there, and we know for sure, say not to all the people away eligible for votes register for this particular election.
Correct.
Because the registration was another tedious process where people are able to register because they make the process so short. I think within 2 or 3 weeks, and then he extended couple of days where they register. And I will tell you for sure.
Sorry, election registration actually was 15 days.
2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah.
And they add about 2-3 days more than that as well. So there is no way I will tell you say everybody that was eligible to vote in Sierra Leone registered for it. After that, we'll not get the data 6 months before election. After that, we'll not get no opportunity, or political parties are not get no opportunity for review their data and the for make sure say everybody in the right administration. After that, alphabetically, nobody taught or teach them people they also exactly how they for go for identify who said they for vote, who said their name day, how the name they become by alphabetical orders. After that again, PR system has never been taught to the people of Sierra Leone, especially for the one that we know we don't use 207. Is it 207?
Yes.
That was immediately after
1996.
1996. Okay. So basically, since 1996, when they use the PR system, it has never been in operations because after that, we get proper election, then we don't happen. So it's very difficult for me to put all the issues they also together, and you feel say you will get an election which will be very smooth with all those challenges. Then will you already when people and say when they work at ECSL don't identify. I think it was a massive challenge about what you.
Yeah. So again, it come back to what I said earlier. ECSL did not do the people of Sierra Leone justice. They did not deal well with the people of Sierra Leone, really pay them. As far as me concerned, this ECSL body, therefore don't sack them if they're not one for resign. And the reason why I say they're not be need for the day, because now they create all the problems the way they so today. We're not forget them problems. So the excuses that they've been making, whole matter, because if you get 5 years for plan and then you still mess up, you cannot be giving me excuses you expect me for take up. And not just that, if nobody don't identify and highlight the gaps and the problem areas, then you get an excuse, say, nobody don't tell me. However, you were told, but you still make arrogance and become adamant, say, what you say stands, because of power by strength. Power, now so ECSL they go. So power don't turn to SAFU, now so ECL they go. Interesting. Not to power if I vote again, now for vote SAFU.
I for vote SAFU.
Yeah.
All right. I get some message to we get SAFU. But begin when I say, what is the link to this message we get SAFU?
Mm-hmm.
And he say, it's where you don't come up, what kind of SAFU? Where you kind of SAFU, do all what you need for the SAFU. Where you don't do all what you don't need for the SAFU, eat SAFU and sleep SAFU.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think that the new slang that we ECSL carries for this particular 2020 election. Okay, so that's something you know me.
Go police.
No, in
103%.
And what make on you na
SAFU.
so go police. If you need it, so you get only 3%, and if you not do a sample like business.
Yeah. So now that can't wait on the operate. But let's go and take this thing. It is very serious. These elections, like you say, is a crucial one in the history and the life of Sierra Leoneans. Whether Salone will go before, whether Salone will be peaceful, whether Salone we going to be united, whether the economy will change and all of that. So I feel I really want to get access to that device for play some audio or videos them too now.
We will have done it for tomorrow.
Okay, we'll do it for tomorrow.
Yeah.
But interesting things, people are determined. I just talked to somebody just now. They tell me, say, imagine it's midnight, it's past midnight here in Sierra Leone, in Freetown. The person tell me, say, now it return night was for me to come and vote. I say, what? I say, what do you mean? He say, yeah. He say, we then at the polling center there for make sure, say, they vote there, then count them. We say, we know the commodity, they not count them. I say, how? He say, yeah. He say, now that we get for you. Then interestingly, there is a video where we see a group of people, then I pull in center, where Ed Sagi them blackout. Whenever they come, now they all pull their phone there. They put them phone lights on. We get a light. We get we own lights. Now we phone. We get light. We get we own lights. Now we phone. They say, yeah, we must count today.
With the other video, we see with all my
the end at the school window.
They comes together with
they're all they call 41, 42, 43. They say this now all the counts normally miscounts now. When you see the thing, then it's very interesting. Unfortunately, the security forces, as always, they let the people of Sierra Leone down. Then go, rather than then go open tear gas bar, outside then go fire live bullet, just to panic and scare people. We don't need all of that.
No, definitely not. But again, you if you realize what thing they happen all over the country, there were specific areas then we will get serious concerns over in terms of security operations. And to be honest, I think the expectation of the violence of the election was not as much as we expected. And the reason for that, don't testify, say, the security forces in Sierra Leone are always the one provoking the situation to make it escalate to become violence. Easy make a say so. Now, when we go now the first polling station, now Lady Patricia Kaba in school, we realize say there was issues outside the polling station, so we decided to go inside and talk to the ECSL officer in charge of that particular station. And he was very much aggressive. Push people for command and do, cameras are not allowed in here. You get for command and do. So we just calm him down and say, man, chill and relax. Because what he's got to do right now, he's got to raise his voice for create a scene. We don't know what's going to happen. We can't talk to the operations person really in charge of this particular police station, when are the ECSL manager for this particular room. But you get for able for understand, say, if we approach you, you for approach me back in decent way. We say, but since you try to be aggressive, now they create this problem. Until you try for calm on down and you tell you say, oh, let me just come on, I don't know what the person will be look for, whether in charge will talk to me, then I do. And guess what? Even give the direction of the person. You just say was nowhere to be seen. Exactly, because we asked few of the polling station party representation, and within that particular station, we asked the APC observer, we asked the SNPP observer, we don't know if I say they all two be APC or SNPP observers.
Correct.
We just realized no more say, oh, let's talk to this guy, we see where badge. Okay, you know what you do after, and I say, oh, I'm the representative for APC in this polling station. Fortunately, the person within next time back not being representative for SFP in the polling station. And then all two not able to tell you exactly who side the polling officer be where we supposed to ask the question of why the process they how it is. So if you look at the other areas, then we come back on the way we made a couple of checkpoints on the road. I mean, man, them there for stop. We ask, we say, how they go. Of course, they see the badge now, so they realize, say, we are covering the elections. They asked, well, one panel specifically asked for me to open the boots. The driver come down and you open the boots. Then the other lady will ask to say, how the situation in the area? Is everything okay? Everything they run smooth? He say, yeah, so far so good, everything is fine. But there was an issue off the road where if he said he needs some attention, apparently somebody with a post like saying I'm a man, we get some kind of toothpick weapon inside bag, we then just arrest and hand over him to the police. So that incident was done with, and then we therefore continue for drive into the first area we'll go, we'll cover a few more other things that really happened. But the roads were peaceful. This time around, cars are allowed to run the streets of Freetown. People are allowed to move around. But like Juma said earlier on, somebody there we don't put ECLSM to court for saying that they infringe in people their human rights of movement on election day. You want for educate to small on that as well?
So again, we come back to what we don't say political culture. There is nowhere it's written say people are not for travel during elections because the person can go vote. How you expect them for travel? If the polling center they now 5 miles away, do you expect me to work 5 miles to go vote? I don't go feel for go vote. So they put and say can drive for go votes. Or you can travel for go vote. That's what it says. But the political culture has been over the years that nobody not they drive. So virtually like election days, like a holiday. So you stay at home with family and friends. But then they hinder people movement. So this time somebody decided, clever person, I don't know the name, decided to take government and CSL and court say, it is unfair on people that infringe on the freedom of movement. So the person will win the case, and as a result of that, they allow people for travel, for go votes, whichever means. However, because it's been a political culture, the road have been clear today.
Yeah.
Very few vehicles or Okada. Shops were closed. Nothing on the bread. Family on the lake of bread. Bread not been ate today. So far. We first meal, I think we eat at what time today? Around 10 o'clock. 10 p.m.
Yes.
10 p.m.
We
first actual meal. So, but we become not get 10 for it before they go. So usually we can get with default food that we do buy, but that is not the best followed by.
So now let's focus a little bit on the election and on the polling station and we be the talk say now the best who will be title because the one we monitor. There was an ideal one in me feel say in my opinion and I don't go all stand up but the few places they will go I think say now one of the most decent, friendly, lively, cohesive environments will go where you can't even tell which political party people belong. We start off by asking questions at the gates, and then before we go inside, two ladies them they come for can enter. Now the guy we been at the gates with the usher people I mean stop them. And he stop them, ask them, say, now you come, now what you can do, the people that they can't vote. Okay, fine, no problem. What's my name? Begin him say go to the next station and the third one. We ask the second one, enable for know exactly who's in your home day. You say, okay, ask the man within the next door, they show you who's you home day. Continue the discussion. We get a policeman, we definitely, of course, be able for influence to make a vote. Again, the station officer of the from ECSL say yes, it can help the guy for me, the guy vote because the guy registered getting voter ID card. It will allow for making vote for the presidency, but it will vote for member of parliament, mayor, or councillor, because not to that particular place he registered. because the guy also can do service to the country. So I feel to say you get the guys for vote for him, president, you want for vote for him. As with the commoner though, we begin ask questions. You must say, well, by the way, within a white stick.
Yes, na 10 better.
10 better. Now they say, Juma, how they call this place white stick? You don't even know how the white stick is. And why they call this place white stick? We started for a new conversation and then we get to understand, say, the person who will be the talk to initially, Naina, the SLP representative on that particular polling station there. And then the guy now we can begin respond to it for 10 years about why they call this area white stick. Naina, the APC representation of that particular polling station. So we asked them, how are you guys getting on? Are you guys having fun? Are you guys doing things commonly? And the guy said, yes, this polling station, we named 2 people there. So can you check your audio? We're getting feedback from you. Thank you very much, sir. I think therefore let Mr. Palmer make it go because there's a lot of things happening right now. Okay, so definitely I asked the guy and the guy started to explain things. So we get to understand, see, they're not just live together as a community, they share food together and water, and then also they talk together and then they communicate with each other. As we left, the other woman called me say, oh, gender balance. Meaning we haven't spoken to women, we've just been talking to guys all around. But guess what? We don't talk to 1 or 2 men inside the police station. But the other thing we have when we ask the policeman for giving interview.
So again, that go again to the tolerance level I say again. Sorry for boxing. The woman we called and say gender balance, she wanted to talk just to give shout outs to the police then at their own polling booth, the polling center. But see, the police then did an amazing job. They all did together, no problem and everything. And that was refreshing and good to listen to. You know, of course, for the police, they have declined, you know, based on what do you call it, command where they don't get enough for taking interview. So, you know, it was nice to hear someone for once talking good things about the police in that particular center. There was no problem. They lived like you know, you can feel the community cohesion. So any government where they look at and they ask, say, how did you do it? What didn't happen? We una come, una get una election, una not fed. You know, mean say there are not technical issues or challenges, but they were able to record them or come together as 2 political parties and decide how to solve the problem. That is what they did. So kudos to White Stick. We say we will give shout outs to them. We believe see them deserve an award, particularly the presiding officer and that particular voting center day. You know, there's so many things to talk about, so many things, but we'll get for continue again tomorrow.
For sure. I think one thing we could continue tomorrow, we can't, I don't see people right now eager for
the
results, they don't make from what was. We cannot verify nothing. That's why we're not talking about results tonight. Tomorrow, for sure, when we get the actual tally of the results, them as they link come, we'll be able to actually translate them to UNA as it is on an official basis, meaning we have records, certified records of how the election resulted in the camp, either from ECSL itself or from the various different political parties. Then we're willing for giving information for the broadcast.
Right. So a few things that we'll have to talk about. With the results then, some areas that we result the come might therefore be shocking. Because we got some calls for, like T.Y. stated, you know, we want to respect, you know, the process and wait until possibly tomorrow we result them don't begin filter in. Then we'll begin to talk about results. So tomorrow for joining back results more and you know more figures. But places like Kono, Moyamba, the result they get for Kono, they get for be very
and even
shocking.
Kenema.
And Kenema as well.
And Kailam, of course, we know what's happening in Pujan. So there are very interesting results. We don't already begin float around, but don't take those for granted because we take those for granted for now. They are unconfirmed results. If you come out from somebody, if you just say you trust somebody, if you just say they work directly with ECSL, maybe not, but I'm not saying to you you should accept those results and verify them for say yes, they are credible. I don't think that would be in the interest of every Sierra for now. I would say let's give it a day. Tonight, sleep over it, and tomorrow you'll be able to see actual figures, maybe of some of the election results and counting will happen at the various different stations all over the country.
Right. So that said, again, for me, the appeal is more so to the security forces them. Because if una keep the peace, una able to relate with una community people, definitely will get peace. Then one day we get the traffic will cause trouble. We don't hear any reports of gunfire and they shoot at people in Kavala, for example. We don't hear tear gas. We didn't tear gas people in Providence School, after Paremba Road. You know, we don't hear about other places the way truckloads of military will take the boat box them. But these are all allegations because we are not there in person. But we will bring you more updates tomorrow as we go live. And sometimes that video where people enlight them. Police center say they're not going outside until votes complete and then count complete. We will bring that to on as well. Then we discuss them and we'll do program way early tomorrow. So T-Boy, Lord, try round up for tonight because if not to that, we left small gibberish with the talk now. So.
Well, me, I don't say gibberish with the talk, but what you don't talk to say you will broadcast tomorrow live. And take it up promise there because this is free time.
This is free
anything can happen.
Me and the promise when I just stay tuned. So we tell the advice when I do now for subscribe to Facebook and YouTube. And then so you will get first-hand information because there are going to be like press conferences and things like that. And also on the 26th, we are set for going at the Commonwealth Secretariat, then observer team, then closing press conference where then we'll get a report. So you will only get updated information if you subscribe to the channel then and all that. See what Lord they say tata for tonight.
Okay.
My eyes are heavy, I won't lie to you. My voice, you know, and the mosquitoes we've been fighting. So we'll continue again tomorrow.
Thank you very much, guys, for joining us tonight. And we will leave say definitely, hopefully, by God in grace, we're going to join me tomorrow for another edition of How They Go right inside the town.
Right.
Again, we want to say thank you to Ona, thank you to the comment they want to make, thank you for we appreciate all the support they want to give you so far, so good. But you don't. No less than it for that because I want to ask you to leave the therefore make you journey to number 2. They say if you don't begin for each lobster, which kind of lobster it is, because some people don't begin jealous this afternoon, we'll talk say with the L for number 2.
So quickly, from what we know, it's 4 weeks. I think the nearest we don't pass now along the beach. Now we go meetings or day on a convoy covering events. The one time we don't go now because we can get packaged that we didn't do for people who can go. That was like for 1 hour, you know, so a family friend we get place there. So we don't know whether next day or what time of the day or the hours then. So we're just on the go. We have not had time to even relax. So even when we eat, we host the vex per week. Well, you guys are eating and you're always on the phone. We say if we're not in the phone, we get information. This information triggers our action. So, family that lobster story, lie the life by you. We're not going no lobster. I think say you owe you lobster.
It's not lobster story. You should have come to lobster story.
Yes, yeah.
All right, well, no problem. Thank you very much, dears, for joining us tonight. And I don't know whether anyone was saying goodbye to Dears while he's still online trying to fix his gadget. Oh, Mr. Gadget. No, if you mean the lobster, they can package them for you nicely and delivered by Uber Salon Style. Over to you.
T-Boy Daimi. Juma.
Yes, Lauren.
It's great. Thank you guys. Let me see me audio been a key problem earlier on. Fix. I don't know if you don't fix now. So now tell me if I know they hear me. Again, yeah. So it's late. I say we don't grab from early this morning. So once again, thank you to our viewers, because without una we not go deny. Juma, T-Boy, we've been expecting until now. We'll give you small insights on how the how the country go, but it look like the greedy I make we wait till tomorrow. But it go be
Well,
fine for me una get at least if una able go to 2-3 of the people living at the other place, say me then tell now waiting them feel to see the turnouts them in B and Uda them and Uda them and Uda them people them in vote for. So anyway,
well,
hopefully
quick.
tomorrow you go give you all the handy.
Yeah. So Femi, just one thing we want for tell viewers then, we get some results, provisional results, but we're not a publisher, and just because of the way we think, then we don't want to create
Yes.
more tension already. That's one. However, Moyamba, Helema, Kono, and what's that again?
Elements of Pujo.
Pujeon. Result they get for
Of course, Tokolini, you want nobody.
Yeah. Result they get for commodity where people then go shock based on what we is so far. So it's a serious issue. This election is not over yet until they announce the result. And the military, the police, the security sector get a role for play for make sure say we maintain peace. However, ECSL, the destiny of this country, dinner their hand. Whatever those commissioners do will decide whether this country will, go forward, or we go ready for take another 50 years back. Because people will not sit by and allow ECSL for mess up for them after they don't struggle and vote, which is exactly what the ECSL is doing right now.
All right, welcome. Thank you very much. We definitely will join you guys tomorrow, and we will say goodbye to you from me. I sign off and left you to Juma and Mr. Femi for me. Let's say goodbye, and let's say we'll time for the end tonight's show. Over to you, Femi.
Thank you, Juma. Thank you, T-Boy. Yeah, I just want to say good night, family. Hopefully tomorrow and the following days to come, we will hear the results from Freetown. We will go elect we next president. We obviously go rule. Let's say rule. We go lead we country for the next 5 years or so. We hope say Leone go get the president we then deserve. If una feel to say una don't vote fine, then thank God. If una not vote fine again, then the next 5 years the pressure go tell on we all, not just una. But let's hope that we've made the right decision as a country and pick the right people in for leadway. Thank you. Speak to us soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much, T-Boy and Femi. And on that note, me, Juma Ba, on behalf of the CIGM media team, they tell una thank you. And they ask una, please make sure you share our program them and subscribe, to both the YouTube and Facebook and all the other channels them. And also, we want to encourage you, particularly those in the diaspora, talk to your people, let we keep in peace, but at the same time, let we keep the eye them open. Because this election, not for we all. On behalf of the CIGM media team, me, Juma Badi, say tata, and see you soon.